Welcome to Reckless Recap. I'm your host, Melissa Vincent Holmes, and we're about to hear Olamira get us caught up for this week.
Welcome back to Storytime with Olamira. Today's story...
Actually, Olamira, I think I should take over for today.
Wait, what happened to your voice, girlie?
I think today's story will explain, if I may.
Oh, fine, go ahead. But don't get used to it. This is my story time, after all.
Oh, don't worry, I definitely won't let it go to my head or anything. Today's story picks up with the unstable unicorn still cleaning up the mess left from the incident at the ball. Crystal and Tiriana leave to track down a lead on Manchun, while Mavieth and Aramis return with lots of blue vials found on the airship. In a moment of pure panic, I told everyone that I'm the Queen of Crows.
I don't believe it. There's no way you're that cool.
Excuse you?
Well, continue with the story.
Well, I also let everyone know that I am also a duchess. So watch how you talk to me, you old bat.
Old bat. I met a bat at your zoo named Tony. Nice fella.
Anyway, everyone obviously had feelings about these revelations, but we have important things to take care of and no time for dealing with our personal matters at the moment. After some more interrogations, we found out that there was an inside man helping to orchestrate the attack on the castle. He disguised himself as a god that we found dead in his bed.
Sounds like a dead end to me.
Did you really just... Oh, never mind. Billardam and Reed found a secret passage out of the castle, where Billardam caught the scent of a changeling. Lady Silverhand interrogated Reed's wannabe girlfriend, the Marquesian delegate, but she just wants to go home. Lady Silverhand says she can't, though, so... Of course, Reed volunteers to keep watch over his girlfriend, which means that I had to volunteer too, just to be sure she didn't try anything funny.
I'm pretty sure they call that a
Do not finish that sentence.
Ooh, Birdie has her feathers ruffled.
Honestly, can I just get through this story, please?
Annoying, isn't it, being interrupted?
Yes, now as I was saying, as the day came to a close, Billardam took a quick field trip to check on his mother. She's fine, by the way, and then came back to guard Lady Silverhand's room again. Then everyone took a nice long nap. The end.
My storytelling's so much better.
It is not.
I did too. I don't even know why I let you do it this time. I should have said, no way, Kier. This is my story time. I'm going to do it.
So much better than you at this.
Big thank you to Olamira for that wonderful recap. Always love her commentary. Her voice is just amazing. So big props to Lauren for doing a great job on that every week for us.
Thanks, Lauren.
So let's get into the episode. DM Steven is here with us today.
Hello.
Along with Kenny Holmes / Mavieth, joining us as our guest on Reckless Recap. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you.
It's good to have you guys.
Yeah.
So
this is my first time since the big group.
Yeah.
it is your first time.
My first time on the couch.
I'm glad I could be your first.
There aren't many of those left. So this week there was a huge reveal, like big deal stuff. You know, I feel like people are finding out things in layers. So it's so fun to walk in and see you guys like, I know something that you don't know. Steve, you're really creating that dynamic here with the entire cast.
Good.
So is that on purpose?
I hope so.
Are you creating drama on purpose?
I am definitely creating drama on purpose, but the way that things have come out have been completely up to these guys.
Right, because once they know, it's their job to tell or not tell.
Exactly.
So you're enjoying the heck out of that.
Oh yeah, I'm super enjoying it. Yeah, the only one that was like fully in on it character wise was Tiriana, and that was a last minute decision leading up to the ball for Kier. And she decided that she needed to have a backup plan just in case, and then the backup plan fell through. So
yeah. And to see the full one-shot episode with Tiriana and Kier, you must be a Patreon subscriber. Yeah. So bonus content there for everyone. Not that we're plugging that mercilessly, but
we are.
We definitely are.
Please check us out on Patreon. It's the best way to support us. If you like what we do,
Yes.
that keeps us doing it.
We also like money.
Well, yeah, but you can talk. You can talk to us anytime on Discord. But
Sorry. I don't know. I got to get more comfortable for this because,
He kicked me.
well, secrets and lies are expected from the DM.
Oh, really?
right, but not from the characters. Like secret, you guys are pretty like open book. But I guess now there are lots of secret. Are there any more secrets and lies?
Oh, yeah.
We've got spoilers, folks. Spoilers. So if you haven't watched last night's stream, then real sorry for you. You should probably like head out
Definitely.
now.
Yeah. Spoiler warning for sure.
Yeah, but this is the only I'm warning you once. That's all you get. Let's talk about the fact that
Calm down.
Tiriana and Crystal were absent last night.
Yes.
Where were they?
So, in story, they have gone to the Cobalt Soul to follow up a lead on Manchun.
The big bad.
Yeah.
He's not the big bad evil
Well,
guy.
he's a pretty big deal here in Waterdeep, but he is not the end all be all.
No, he's just kind of like godfathery mafia
Yeah,
controls.
he
like
is
lots
the-
of fingers, lots of pies.
Yep, the crime lord of the underground, owns some of the city guard and all kinds of good stuff. So,
All kinds of good stuff. That's so exciting.
yeah, and if you're familiar with any of the lore for Waterdeep, he's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
So, the fact that they're messing with him and at all,
Can't be that big a deal. I took over a ship with the help of a fawn.
that was not Manchun's ship. That was just Manchun's cargo.
Right.
And it was supposed to be guarded by the Eberron people.
We'll get there. We'll unpack that in a minute. Don't spoil my spoilers. Husband.
My wife.
Yep. So yeah, run down Manchun because this frozen woe is a big deal.
Yes, big time.
Like, and this is a central theme that you guys are like unlikely heroes trying to save the world
Yep.
because of this frozen woe, which is basically a chemical weapon.
Yes. And it acts almost like a pandemic kind of situation.
So did you, because you're the storyteller, you were the story weaver.
Yes.
Like, did the pandemic kind of inspire this frozen
It
woe?
most definitely did. We started playing because of the pandemic,
Right.
like we wanted to see each other and stuff like that. And it was a safe environment for people to come over and chill with us. So we really started picking up our campaign because there wasn't much we could do outside of.
Everything was closed.
exactly.
They were talking about it on the radio the other day. I forgot restaurants were closed. Like closed.
Like everything was closed. My work was closed for a while. So
I like when you say a word twice, it means like for real.
yeah. For really real.
So sorry, I interrupted.
That's okay.
I love the different points of view of this too, because for me, nothing changed.
That's true.
Well, because you have
Being a delivery
an
driver,
essential worker.
an essential worker, nothing changed for me.
But anyway, Frozen Woe Origins is based on the pandemic.
Yeah, for
and
me.
that's how your brain interpreted it.
Yes, and it is a scientific and magical kind of sickness that has been released now. So it is. It's going to get interesting.
Why would you do that, Steve? What's wrong with your brain?
Well,
And there's nothing wrong with this.
they needed a big come together moment.
They needed a mission.
This is their Phil Coulson,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know Phil Coulson. It took me a minute, but I know who Phil Coulson is.
Yeah,
If you
there you
guys
go.
don't, haha. But
Marvel.
yeah.
This is their Avengers moment. They needed something to avenge.
Yes. Right.
No affiliation, by the way.
Right. Yeah. No.
And more spoilers, just
Although,
in case you're
call me Kevin Feige.
John Favreau, anybody.
Yeah. Anybody.
Anybody.
Just hit me up.
Anyway, so they're chasing down that lead. And so they are on their own story for a moment, which means another one shot is coming.
Yes. Another one shot is coming to Patreon. We should shoot it either this week or next week, depending. Yes, exclusively on Patreon. And it'll be the Tiriana and Crystal.
Yep.
So Crystoliana
We're not doing another couple name
or
because they're married in real life. That's not fun.
Tyriol.
That sounds no.
Yeah.
I don't like either of those.
No, I don't either. So anyway, Crystal and Tiriana will have a one shot with the Cobalt Soul to track down a lead on Manchun.
That'll be good. And then, all right, so let's get into the meat and taters. When Mavieth met back up with, let's see, so it was Billerdam, Reed, and Kier. He's poisoned. And then you've got...
Mavieth is poisoned.
I was thinking about how I was like, it's not Aramus. Aramus as NPC Aramus, who you were getting to play, which is kind of fun.
Yes, it is very fun to play Michael's character.
Is helping Mavieth. He's poisoned. All right, so let's pick up from there because that's a lot has happened.
Yeah. So on Mavieth's one shot with Aramus, he threw a couple fireballs and secured a airship from the Eberron delegates. And
unbeknownst to him, a
cargo hold full of frozen woe.
Bag of holding full of WMDs.
Pretty much. And basically the Manshoon's man was trying to recover his property, if you will, his cargo.
Okay.
That was supposed to be heading to Eberron to start a terroristic attack there. And Mavieth, by chance, saved Eberron.
I love that it's very indicative of Mavieth's character that he just stumbled upon this shit show.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if there is trouble to find, Mavieth will find it.
Right. So, in my mind, Eberron is like a mixture of magic and steampunk and science and all that kind of good stuff. And they may have some wards against things coming from other realms. And that's why the slow process of trying to transport it via airship is a thing for Manshoon. So...
And in my head, I'm trying to picture like this airship. Like,
yes.
And in my head, it's like a floating pirate ship, but I don't feel like that's accurate.
That is accurate. That's 100% accurate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So instead of regular sails, they also have like wings out that are wing sails kind of. So imagine 3 masts instead of...
Okay.
So they got the set of masts that is like a regular pirate ship, and then they've got a mast off to the left and a mast off to the right. Aft is that's
Port and starboard.
Port and starboard.
Port and starboard. There you go. See?
Only reason Kenny Holmes knows that, or the most recent reason he knows that, is because I watch all of the below decks. All of them.
Cool.
I love them. I am obsessed. He calls it boat horse.
Boat horse.
And so they talk
Not
about...
to mention my dad was in the Navy.
Your father was
and
also
I
in
did
the Navy.
naval ROTC.
But most recently, he does have to sit through a lot of below deck. I should be ashamed of myself, but I'm not because it's someone else's drama.
Yeah. The way that these are elevated in the air and stay floating are runestones. And the runestones are basically like anti-gravity magics.
That's really cool.
Are underneath the ship, and they kind of glow like a purplish, pinkish color.
And they're like a stone with those little markings.
Yes,
and
they're rather large. It's like crystals almost. So,
so they support their own weight and the airship's weight. I love that. That's really cool. It makes me think of like Shadow and Bone. Like those.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And another, if you've read Aeronaut's Windlass, which is like, oh my God, it's such a good book.
Okay.
They have like a crystal drive motor in their airships, which is really cool. But I think they use more of like a balloon mechanism in that book.
Yeah. But it's not a balloon situation.
No, it's not a balloon situation. If you look at the WizKids minis for the Eberron set, they've got an example of a flying ship.
Okay.
So.
I love that you're taking influence from all of these different...
Yeah. So my goal for this being our first campaign and for introducing a lot of these guys to D&D and just having a good, fun time of it, the worlds are a multiverse. So Eberron's not the same planet. It's not the same anything. Same with Tal'Dorei, Wildmount, Marquette, and like Faerun is a completely different continent from all of those. So I just kind of mashed it all up into one big planet. And these are just different continents that you can visit because it's a multiverse. And
I like
Why
that
not?
it finally made sense to me during my one shot. We
Yeah.
talked about how all of this for your world building.
Yeah.
They're just different continents on the same planet.
I wanted to be able to
I
go
enjoyed that.
anywhere that they wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you can't just like jump into Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft and hope for the best, but if they wanted to go to if they wanted to go to Ravenloft, it's in the Shadowfell. You can get there.
We already have a werebear.
Yeah,
So-
you can get there. It's not going to be easy, but you can get there.
Yeah.
right.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. And the idea of the other realms invading the material plane is a cool idea that I just really enjoy the idea of that, because they can literally pop up anywhere.
Yeah, that's why I call you a story weaver. Just weaving stuff in, man. I love it. Okay, so back to the campaign. I'm so sorry. I'll keep asking you all these side questions because I love it so much. So maybe it comes back. He's done cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Silverhand / the Queen is very happy. And then
Well, I don't know that she's happy, but she's definitely,
she hasn't killed you yet.
she's glad that at least 20 vials of
Frozen Wolf.
Frozen Woe is off the streets.
Can I ask a quick question about my one shot?
Sure.
Did you expect me to pull off securing the ship? Or did you
Yes.
expect me to blow up the ship?
Well, I expected you to blow some shit up. And when you cast Fireball, that's not what I expected. I expected you to pull out some bombs and throw those.
So do you
But-
think maybe if this evolved a little bit, he's just not blowing shit up all the time anymore?
Well, honestly, he handled
Vaporized
it.
you guys.
He definitely.
Okay. So you haven't changed that much.
Oh man, he fireballed the hell out of them. But no, it was straight maybe. It was like, oh look, bad guys. So that's what maybe it does. And then I expected you guys to secure the ship one way or another. I expected you to have a little bit more trouble than going invisible and sneaking up on a guy and holding a knife to his throat.
I thought that one up at the last second.
That was smart, man.
Ew.
Thought that up. I realized
Yeah, that was smart.
once you made that floorboard squeak, I realized that if I was going to catch this guy, I was going to have to be better than him. And this was
Stealthy.
some professional
Yeah.
assassin
And you rolled really well for it. So
The dice were friendly to you
in that moment.
in that moment.
Not during the whole one shot. They were.
During that one crucial moment. All right, so you get back. You're mostly poisoned. And Kier, as always, saves your ass. And then I want to get to the big part because I know there's some other stuff that happens. We can talk about that. But then we have the big reveal. When
Oh, are you talking about when I found out that somebody I really trusted is a liar, liar, pants on fire?
Yeah, so my question for Lauren, who was going to be our guest, but she like me, like last week I was concussed. This week she is not able to be here. So Steve's standing in. Thank you so much. But my question for Lauren, for Kier, was like, what the fuck, Kier?
Yeah.
Like, why you been lying?
So, funny story. I asked her when we started doing the campaign. I was like, "Do you want to play D&D with us?" And she was like, "I don't know. I guess I could try it."
I feel her hesitation because I have the same
Yeah.
misgivings.
Well, she
so good.
she wrote this epic backstory, and I was like, okay.
Oh, so from day one, she has done this. So she knew she was lying the whole time.
She wrote this epic backstory, and I was like, okay, now I need you to figure like what brought Kier to Phandalin. And I asked everybody that same question, like, what brings your character to Phandalin? What are you looking for? And she was like, I'm hiding. I am straight up hiding from a jilted ex-lover that is trying to track me down, and he
I didn't know
has
that.
a lot of reach. And
So she has a famous ex-boyfriend? Is it Manchun? Don't tell me.
She has like a crime lord ex-boyfriend.
Is it Manchun?
It's not Manchun.
Okay. No. Is it Manchun's son?
No.
Okay.
No, he's a guy from Wildmount. So he's a completely different character. There's only been like slight mentions of his name.
But his name has been mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they asked Durnan, because there was a shady character hanging around the bar asking Durnan questions, and then Durnan gave him some money and sent him off. And they asked Durnan who the hell that was, and he was like, it's none of your business. Like,
so he's tracking her down.
Yeah.
In Waterdeep.
But Durnan was like, this is Zinthran business, so you can fuck off. And then...
So he's part of the Zinthran?
Well, he has connections to just about everybody in the city. Durnan's like legendary.
The drama.
But, he basically said to Tiriana, she was like, well, big whoop-de-doo, I'm kind of a big deal in the Zinthran myself. I run the Phandalin one. And he was like, okay, well, if you must know, they were looking for the Queen of Crows, and I haven't seen them around. So, and he said the name Akris.
Writing that down. Hang on, I gotta take a note.
Oh, trust me, that's my favorite thing to do. Is
how do you spell it?
Akris. It's Akrus.
Yep, would have said that wrong. Ooh, this sounds juicy. Like this is, so Lauren wrote this backstory.
Yes.
So she knew the whole time that she was lying to everyone.
Yes.
And she was sweet little Kier and sweet Lauren and no one knew. And then you found out. Everyone else know before Mavius.
So because Lauren had a scene, or Kier had a scene with her presumable brother.
Half brother.
When did that happen?
When you were concussed.
Okay.
The episode before.
Okay.
And
when you were concussed and you had to be home with me?
He had some insight into how she may have been raised because they share a mother. And he was like, can I ask you a question? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, why the voice? And then she dropped the voice and went to the British. And everybody lost their minds. And I wish you would have been there that night, because then you would have had to wait 2 weeks knowing. But I'm glad that we did the one shot, and I'm glad that you got a genuine reaction on stream.
He still had to wait.
Oh, we were like 20 minutes past of me finding this out when I realized that my mouth was still hanging open. I realized that when my tongue started going dry. I was still trying to process that while there was all this other stuff going on in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Your raving mic is very distracting, by the way.
He's talking with his mic.
I know. I'm like, put it in your other hand, bro.
I expected to be able to confront Lauren about this today.
You were, so not only is Mavius upset, like Kenney Holmes as a human being is a little pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Your wife is the reason I have trust issues now.
Yeah. Well, honestly, she told me the story, and I was like,
it's a good damn story.
This is really fucking good. I was like, when are you going to tell them? And she was like, I don't know that I will. So and I was like, holy shit. And I was like, what if Akris shows up looking for you?
Yeah. Yes.
And she was like, well, then.
How can they protect her?
Right. And she was like, well, if that happens, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
So is Akris showing up?
The fact that Akris's men have been looking for her in the city because the Queen of Crows has made a name for herself in Waterdeep.
So people know she's the Queen of Crows, that she is a like badass professional pirate who can take care of herself.
Yes.
But also you forced your wife's character to kind of show her hand. Like as the DM, you knew this. You were like, no, you don't. You have to tell people. You don't get to choose this.
Well,
how was that?
Not so much.
The proverbial bridge is here to be crossed.
So exactly. And that's the thing is like, she told me, she was like, I don't know. We'd have to see what happens when that comes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, that's coming. And she was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know it is. I gave her a premonition about it episodes before that.
Okay. So she's coming to terms with it.
Walking into the yawning portal and up through the elevator in the portal comes Acris, in her dream. So she has, she's had warning. She's had a bad feeling ever since coming into Waterdeep, but she knew that she still had to go out and do the vigilante side of things for herself.
Yeah.
And was taking care of people, saved Billerdam. Billerdam didn't have any idea that it was Kier.
When did she save him?
During his one shot.
And he had no idea it was Kier.
She slipped through a window in Tiriana's one shot.
So Kier has been weaving herself through throughout the story, through everyone's one shots, where they think they're protecting and saving her because she's this weak she has been saving their hides consistently.
Yep.
Enjoying fruit plates every fucking morning.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. She is not a vegetarian, and all this sweet Mavieth has been gathering.
If you'll remember, okay, the first time that we sat down and played, and she introduced herself. She was polymorphed, or not polymorphed, but disguised self into a tiefling guy that was giving out tattoos. Right?
Yes, I remember this clearly.
Okay. So she began the journey deceitfully.
Lying.
And then that night, you guys had a drinking contest, and there was mutton chops served.
You didn't pay attention.
I don't remember that far back.
I know, but she totally ate those mutton chops. But then you woke up early the next morning and went and got her fruit because you assumed that all elves must be vegan.
You did it to yourself, bud.
Yep. And then she felt bad that you had done that, so she just kept eating the vegan stuff.
Because she didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. So, and she actually has talked to me about it after the game. Like, it's so stupid because I'm like, in this character, I can do what I want with this character, and I can tell him to stop. But then he's going to be butthurt, and I feel bad about it, so I can't do it.
So she's been lying to them to save their feelings.
Yes.
No, that's not how lying works.
Well, that's how it works for the vegan side of things.
Right.
But the hiding from Acris, the less people that knew who she truly was,
right,
the safer she was, and the safer that the people around her were.
Like, I'm worried about Tiriana being pissed because she does not stand for betrayal.
So that's why she came to Tiriana first.
Okay. Okay.
In the Tiriana and Kier one shot on Patreon, they wanted to secure a ship to get away from Waterdeep in case things went south inside. They knew that they were supposed to be protecting people from pretty powerful folks. And
that was the backup plan. That was the escape route.
Yep.
When the attack jumped off in the ball, we were trying to get Three Strings and
through the kitchen, down to the canals, out to a boat, and off of Waterdeep.
But in character, the rest of it didn't know how that had been arranged.
Right. And she used her pirating skills to do so.
How did you guys not put this together before?
And Tiriana was very much the same way. Like, whoa, hold up. Like, and Ashley had a minute where she was just like, what the hell do I do now?
Right, because she knows. No one else knows.
And she was like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense, though. Like, that's why you've never batted an eye about the Zentharim stuff that we've been dealing with. And
like, hindsight's 2020. Like, if you think about all the things that you've been through, like, this Kier thing is actually pretty obvious.
And she's
so smitten,
taking levels in Rogue and can pick locks. And She's pretty much a swashbuckler with her 2 cutlasses now.
Yep.
I took it for face value
Yeah.
for what I thought it was, what face value was. I thought she was a very odd cleric. My initial thought was I was thinking because of her spiritual weapon being crows and then preserving bodies, I thought she was just some lunatic, weird, necromantic cleric who could also save our life.
Yeah.
So she's our healer.
Yeah.
She's our go-to. But then she also does some pretty creepy shit.
Yeah. Well, you guys have only touched the iceberg of her backstory so far, which is crazy.
So if she can do this, there is probably so much more to her story.
You guys have found what led her to Phandalin, and you have found where she came from. And there is 25 years in between. Oh my gosh. That some shit went down. So.
And Mavieth has a hell of a backstory too, right?
Yes, he does.
You've been writing your own. But are there any big?
I wrote just enough to let Steve let Steve run with it.
Okay. And Mavieth's backstory is
there's some things that even I don't know that are coming up.
I was going to ask big, deep, dark secrets. Are there any of those?
Yeah.
So Steve gets to make that up versus.
It's been hinted at, and you've actually met a Knight of Justice for the Lord of Justice, Tamarind, the Gold Dragon. Okay. And
oddly enough, was when I took my first level in Barbarian.
Yeah.
So
he is a Paladin Dragonborn, and he came over to Kenney and was like, "Your father sent me." And anytime that you're ready to go see him, just let me know. And I hope that the events of last night will show you that there are ways to teleport to a specific location and get back without wasting too much time.
So that's a road that he could go down real quick and pop back in?
Absolutely.
Because that's a big question for Mavieth, right?
But my question for Mavieth is, do you take the unicorns with you?
Oh, totally. Yes.
Man. Some questions for you.
All right. So Mavieth, you have so many questions for Steve.
Oh, yeah, because I'm a terrible note taker.
Yeah.
Terrible note taker, especially when I might be under the influence at times. So Kenney has forgotten some stuff.
There's no telling what's in those cups. Okay, good. I'll ask the questions.
Please do.
So as the DM, do you have plans for every single character to bring their backstory to life during this campaign?
Absolutely. The only one that is not backstory focused and is more forward thinking is Tiriana. She has a pretty simple backstory, and her family is passed.
Okay.
So
she's an orphan? She's all alone?
She is, but she is comfortable with it because she was with her family when they were here, and now she's out on her own for the first time. So she's trying to make a name for herself, but she's also just trying to make a new family out of you guys.
Okay.
Yep. But she's a more of a forward-moving kind of backstory.
Okay.
And it's not like she's got long-lost cousins or brothers or anything like that.
No ex-lovers showing up?
Nope. That could pop up. She is all about seeing what the next steps are for her. Okay. So everybody else has a
baggage.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Crystal was a lost soul from the beginning.
Right.
And is just now finding himself and his true calling with the Cobalt Soul. Mm-hmm. We got Reed that has a troubled past where his village was burned to the ground by magic wielders. And he struggles with his need for revenge. Much like Bavieth,
Oh,
who
sorry.
who was also looking for revenge against anything red dragony style. And
So vengeful.
and then
Red Dragon killed my mama.
yeah, burned his village to the ground.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
But still, I mean, I'm still expecting a curveball on this. I've thought so many different things, tried to see so many different avenues to this. So I'm just going to let you weave it the way you weave it because I like your storytelling.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
I like it too.
Thank you. Well, I have plans for you. And
It's terrifying and wonderful.
yeah, when you do meet your dad, you'll find them out. And I think Crystal may have something that he needs to tell you.
Is Crystal his dad?
Nope.
Okay.
I sure fucking hope not.
Whoa.
No, he's
Whoa.
not. Crystal's not a dragon.
I would say that Billardam is kind of a simple backstory too, but he does have a quest. Like from his past, he is out to seek the blue speckled bee.
Blue speckled bee.
And he found a stork called the blue speckled bee, which was based on a fairy tale, which turns into a lead into the Feywild. So if you guys find your way that way, then we will travel down that road.
All right.
Otherwise, he is just trying to do the right thing by everybody
And steal things.
and steal things.
Does he know that that's wrong yet?
No, he does not.
Okay.
And that's why he does it. It's because he doesn't know that it's wrong.
He doesn't know. Okay, so everybody, or not everybody, maybe it's butthurt that Kier has been lying, but to protect herself, she has a good reason for lying.
Right. Yeah.
But the accent though, that's killing me. I'm excited.
So she felt the need to have the big separation between Kier and the Queen of Crows.
Is Kier her real name?
No, Kier is her adopted name that she has taken on herself. When she set out on her own, she became Kier Halliard.
And so what was her name before? Do we know?
Yes.
Leilani.
Leilani Galanadel.
So is she going to change her name or is she going to remain Kier?
She's remaining Kier.
She's
That is her name. So her childhood was one filled with deceit and was not a true, like she was born on Rumblecusp and her parents were under a mind control to be different people there in Rumblecusp by a Vicado entity.
I love the lore and the history that you're pulling from
I'm
here.
like, are we going to go to Rumblecusp?
I'm so tickled by this.
Maybe, but that's not where her mother is anymore. She watched her mother leave.
Where'd her mother go?
She got separated whenever there was a mass exodus with people that wanted to leave the village of Vaux. And they went through a tree portal. And her mother has not been seen since. And that was 20... Oh, no. Let me think about it. She was 8 when that happened. And she was left there on Rumblecusp with memories that were not her own. And she sat out to become a pirate. Because she really liked the people that saved her from the Vicado.
And so she became Queen of Pirates.
She
Or
had a
Pirate Queen.
long journey to become the Queen of Crows from there.
Okay.
But after being the Queen of Crows and being a very dread pirate of the seas, fell in love with a merchant that turned out to be a crime lord. So
I'm very excited about this. Okay. Back to last night
yes.
and interrogations. So maybe this butthurt. Everybody else already knew. They might be a little like, I think Billardam's a little mad. Reed is like, well, I just met you, so you haven't been lying to me that long.
I think that the meanest thing that I did to them last night,
Just not let us work through it.
I didn't give them a chance.
Kept them moving.
Yeah.
Steven.
I mean, it is a terrorist attack has happened, and
Right.
all of this has come to light in the midst of that.
Their
So
damn feelings can wait.
there is not time to deal with it properly. And there will be a backlash to that later that will make for good role playing later. So
Some emotions in there.
exactly.
All right, so you're doing interrogation. So let's talk about the Garrison.
Garrison, yeah.
Sorry.
So Garrison is the captain of the guard that Lady Silverhand is very upset with because someone infiltrated her castle.
Right.
And this is the castle guard. They're the highest paid guards in the kingdom. They are an elite force. There's no reason that somebody should be able to get to her.
So how'd it happen?
Well, apparently, through some investigation from Billerdam and Reed, they found out that Thomas was dead.
Lieutenant
Thomas.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
The second in command for the guard had been killed.
Poor Thomas.
And someone took his place. And
Someone or something.
some creature took his place. And during the investigation, they recognized it as a changeling.
Oh.
And
There's a changeling in Kenny's belly. I don't know if it's picking up
so
on the mic.
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
point it right there and be like, we're hungry.
Apologies.
But yeah, no, the changeling was lit into the castle and assisted by another
Who let it into the castle?
Travis.
Who's Travis?
Travis is one
Fucking
of
Travis, man.
Fucking Travis,
Fucking
the
Travis.
asshole. Jesus.
but
Jesus,
no, Travis was a newer recruit to the city guard or the castle guard and came from the city watch who may have been in the pocket of one Manchun. And
So did Manchun want this to happen?
oh, hell yeah.
Manchun just wants anarchy.
So Manchun is looking to rise to power. He doesn't want to stop where he's at. He wants to take over the city, and if by force, then by force.
So he is like enemy number one to Lord Silverhand.
Yeah, well, they've already seen posters for Manchun as a wanted entity, and he had the gall to show up at the ball.
That rhymed.
But that's because no one knows what his face looks like. Not even his right-hand man.
Okay.
So
I have a question for you. Kenny and I were talking about this in the car because I love being the evil character. Like that is my favorite. I always identify like with the evil. I'm like, well, they're not so bad. So if I was the evildoer, I totally would have set it up this way because you know that Garrison is going to resign as the head of the guard. And then you can put whoever you want in place as the head of the guard and you control everything from there. And Lord Silverhand is no longer safe. So my question is like, is that what's going to happen? Is that who you're looking for? Like, how do they figure?
now that the
Can I add one caveat to this?
absolutely.
Because the way you weaved it last night,
Yeah.
or wove it, whatever, Lady Silverhand is relying on us to pick the next captain of the guard.
Right, guys,
Yes.
just don't screw that up, but don't put the wrong person. I mean, it's nature.
Well, she's relying on Aramis right now because she wants you to solely protect her at this point. The next steps is when Tiriana and Crystal get back to the group with reports on what the Manchun lead is to decide what the next step is. And in the meantime, she is getting Aramis to build her guard back up to an elite force.
Okay. Because the wrong person and you have completely undone her dynasty.
Yeah. And she has handpicked Aramis because of his abilities and because of the fact that he is an oddity.
Is he going to double cross her?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I think Aramis is a genuinely good, newly sanctioned court wizard, and he is there to protect the kingdom. There may be some reasons because Lady Silverhand herself is a very powerful magic wielder and has been for centuries.
That's not me.
and has been for centuries, and was once known as the Witch Queen of the North. And
I like her more and more.
oh man, she's a badass, dude. If you look into the lore of Lariel Silverhand, you will be like, whoa. But yeah, she there's a reason that she needed a court wizard
Okay.
that she's not willing to share with anyone. So
Okay. So lots of interrogations. Another interrogation that went quite hilariously
Yes.
was the Marquesian delegate, and who has has a lady boner for Reed.
definitely. Yeah,
like,
she is attracted to Reed.
raging, throbbing.
I think
Damn, babe.
veiny.
Got their attention.
Yeah, no, she is she's definitely feeling Reed. She
Oh, she's feeling Reed, is she?
Oh yeah, and she thinks that he is a very handsome man. Troubled, she can see that in his eyes, but she likes to fix her upper, you know.
Yeah. So Kier cop blocked him,
Yes.
is what I hear.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
Kier's just pissing everybody off.
Well, I don't know why Kier felt the need to cock block, other than
Reed
Probably to save
Reed
Reed.
missed some lobs there
Some
on his
areas.
own.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so Billardam was being his wingman and went and got the lady's dagger enchanted and
And
everything
then
else.
innocent, sweet
perfectly.
Billardam.
Yeah.
Is
And-
I did not see him as a good wingman.
Set him up and said, tell her
Told him what to say.
that it's enchanted to return to her just like I will.
Oh, how noble and romantic.
Bam!
That was charming.
And I was like, oh my God.
Had an ear to the door, scratching the door kind of moment.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them on either side, and she's digging him.
Yeah.
And even with Kier trancing in this moment and just being in the way, completely cock blocking Reed, he still doesn't go for it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Bless
it.
him.
Yeah, he's I think part of it is the fact that he just doesn't want to flirt with his uncle.
Which is completely understandable.
That is very interesting. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be real weird.
And it is kind of weird to be doing that, but romance is a good thing to throw into a story.
It makes everyone uncomfortable, which is good.
especially
I love in my mind that I can separate it, though.
Yeah.
You're telling a story, I can understand that it's screwing him up because
yeah.
at the core of it, he's got to flirt with
do
his
you want me
uncle.
to come guest star so that he can flirt with someone? Does he need Reed or Gavin? Do you want me to help you?
Sitting
Like-
right next to your husband.
Right. No, that's not going to be any
It'll be
better.
so comfortable. No,
Like we can hire a lady.
I'll tickle his
there's
ear
a
like I
name.
did last night.
Oh, God.
no, I just love watching him blush, though. You know,
He's a sweet, sweet boy.
so messing with him is really fun with that. But I think that he would.
I love how he took it in character, though.
Yeah, and Gavin is such a good actor. It blows me away, and the fact that he thinks about that every single thing that he does. He's like, would my character do this? No,
But he
wouldn't.
thinks it
He's-
so quickly
Yep.
and runs with it so smoothly.
Yeah, and I think that is Reed's character. He's a drifter. You know, he's a. I can't be attached right now because I have a soul mission, and that soul mission is to get revenge for my family.
Binge.
So
All right, so we're going to get to our favorite parts of the day. I know there's some questions, but we're going to talk about the DM's top 5.
yeah,
Oh, that's right. I still haven't even heard these.
No, you haven't.
And I haven't heard them from last session because I wasn't allowed to hear anything about.
Oh, you can
last
go back and
session.
watch
we
last
didn't
session
get to
now.
watch the last
Yeah.
Reckless recap. Which another thank you to everyone for our absence. Okay, so DM's top 5.
Yep.
The reveal from Kier to the group.
Oh man,
We've unpacked that one a little bit. Anything else you want to add?
it was just it's so interesting because when she told me that she was ready to do this, I was like, are you sure? Because like this is going to hurt some feelings.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what Crystal is going to do.
He knows, right? He doesn't know? He might know.
He knows, like Tate knows because of the episode before, but Crystal doesn't know yet. And
So
he's
when they
off
get back,
on mission.
Oh, man.
But Tiriana knows.
Do you think she'll tell him?
I don't know. I don't think so.
See if that'll come out in their one shot, or
But
everybody's going to get it.
I think that she's got some explaining to do to her daddy.
I think she'll explain it because I think, the rest of us being the ones who know now, it's too risky to not share it with him.
Yeah.
We're going to fuck it up if she doesn't.
So is she going to be British Kier or Kier?
I think that she's going to adopt the Queen of Crows going forward.
Okay.
And she may even do a little wardrobe change for you guys.
Well, she did say she wanted us to refer to her as Kier.
Yes.
Because that's what in our moment.
And
I did ask that.
Halyard is the one that became the Queen of Crows.
Exactly.
Okay.
But she went by the Queen of Crows.
It's who she wants to be known as.
That's okay.
And that's what I took it for.
Yeah. And she would probably be like, yeah, you can call me Kier, please.
Well, I did that mainly as Mavith, but also Kenney wants to make her pay and make her do that British
some more
voice.
revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. More revenge. Next up, Tiny, Billerdam, and Keyshawn.
Oh, man. Okay, so
That was fucking hilarious.
that was completely on the fly. That whole scene was completely on the fly because I had no idea that he was going to be like, I got to go check on my mom. Because Billerdam is from Winterfell or
Neverwinter.
Winterfell is George R.R. Martin. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we didn't steal it.
No.
No affiliation.
Yeah. Neverwinter is where his mom lives, and it's where he's from. So when he heard that Neverwinter had been attacked, he was ready to just, like, I go check on my mom.
Boy and his mama, yeah.
And he thought to go to Keyshawn.
We realized some shit about Billerdam, too, in the middle of this, trying to figure out where he lived. He was a basement dweller.
Oh, yeah.
Did he live in his mom's basement?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with living in your mama's basement. Nothing at all. It's rent free.
No, but
And she
he was
cooks
the
for you.
hidden baby.
Like, people lived above him and did not know he was down there?
Spoiler alert.
Like Man in the Attic?
So you'll have to ask Billerdam about that.
Kid that
Okay, I gotta make a note. Hang on.
kid that the parents are ashamed of, kind of living in the basement.
Oh, Billerdam in the basement. Okay.
So Billerdam goes to Keyshawn. Keyshawn has been working on teleportation circles, but is not quite mastered it yet. So it was kind of iffy whether or not he was going to be able to transport himself and Billerdam to Neverwinter because he can transport a cat so far.
Well, and then get back to. And yeah, a cat is. But Billerdam's tiny. He's not much bigger than a cat, right?
Yeah, he is. He's about 3 feet tall.
Oh,
So
like a Maine Coon.
right.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, but this was this is like a
I
little
tried.
tabby cat.
Sorry.
But he gave Billerdam a potion of shrinking and took a potion of shrinking for himself, and they were both about 1.5 feet tall or so. And then they popped over to Neverwinter through a teleportation circle. And because Keyshawn went with him, he drew a teleportation circle there and teleported back to his house. So they were able to get there and back within minutes.
Okay.
And took a lot out of Keyshawn, but he did it.
Big question.
Yep.
Is Billerdam's mama okay?
Yeah. He checked in on her and she was getting honey from the hive. So
Did he talk to her at all?
Nope.
He just put eyes on her.
just put eyes on her and said, okay, she's all right. And then he left.
Okay. Next up.
I'm not glaring at him. It's the fun
There's more.
curveball stuff that he does.
Oh my God.
more,
Like
there's more.
I had no idea that he was going to do that. So then, and then whenever they got back,
Yeah.
they still had 10 minutes of being shrunk. And he was like,
Want to play cards?
you want to play cards? And they used a regular pack of cards.
It was like their tiny hands.
They were like,
like poster boards for cards. That is really adorable. I love that. I love the unscripted, like you don't know where it's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
I love those moments.
I love it when we make Steve think on his feet.
oh my God, it was ridiculous. I was like, oh God, I don't know how this is going to work because he hasn't mastered it yet. And I have a timetable of when he's going to actually master it, you know, and he's not there yet. So I was like, oh God, he's going to want to teleport.
Big risk.
What can you do on the fly?
Yep.
Oh God. So that could have gone so badly.
Oh, could have gone so bad.
So glad it didn't.
Yep.
All right. Do you know how to preserve a body? Again, I feel like this is again.
Yes. So Kier, they found the body of Lieutenant Thomas.
Poor Thomas.
And Kier asked for Lady Silverhand to preserve the body of Thomas so that she could talk to him the following day. Because she has Speak with the Dead as a spell that she can use.
So did that happen or that's going to happen next?
That's going to happen next session.
I love that.
So they will find out for sure what happened to Thomas.
That's a freaky one.
And I get to practice my whole dead voice, which is going to be great.
Not your dad voice, but your dead voice.
Yeah.
So you've been bright. Like, can you give us a preview?
Preview? I don't know. It's
You don't
gonna
have
be,
to.
It's going to be something like,
I need to
I was stabbed.
You sound like a male Jessica Simpson singing. It's very breathy.
We love you, Jessica Simpson.
Of course we do. She's amazing. But
Call us.
yeah, like holla. Okay. So more preserve. So I think that's going to be real. That's a big step for. Has Kier done this before?
What?
Talk to a dead body?
No.
So new for her.
Yep.
But she's preserved. So I love that I got a moment to give her some shade, throw her some shade in this moment.
Yeah.
Because she's preserved a dead body before, but now she's asking somebody else to do that for her. And I got to throw her a little bit of shade since the truth had been told.
Well, the reason she asked Lady Silverhand is because Lady Silverhand is a much higher level character than you guys are. And she's got a lot more spell slots she can use per day.
Oh, I knew why she
She's
asked
on
her.
another level.
She didn't have the slot.
For real.
All right.
Like, if you look at Lady Silverhand's stat block, you'll be like, holy shit. So, yeah.
I don't know if I want to look at her slots.
Hey-o.
Now we have, so almost done. So number 4, the door scene. This is with the Marquesian delegate.
Yeah. So Kenny went into it a little bit, but yeah, flirting through a door like a rom-com was...
I love that you guys put this rom-com together. You put this rom-com together, or did you put this rom-com together? Because on the inside, you like...
I helped with some visuals.
like I'm a hard ass. We're gonna have a pandemic, nuclear, chemical weapons, but we're also gonna have a love scene through a door.
We're trying to get
a
Reed to
romantic
flirt.
scene, not a love scene. Yeah,
I just really want to see Gavin blush is what it really is, you know?
so mean.
And it's fun to mess with him. But no, I mean, she's a beautiful young delegate from another continent and has a very exotic look to her and is somebody that turns heads when she walks in. And
They're never going to see each other again. Like, grab the moment, kid.
and he is a rugged looking gunslinger with a mechanical hand. I mean, who doesn't want a rugged looking gunslinger with a mechanical hand?
Like, is it got that chiseled jaw? Is that his rugged situation?
He's a little younger,
Okay.
so not quite Clint Eastwood, but he's still
Like Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
The younger Eastwood.
maybe.
Maybe.
Still, Scott Eastwood has a very predominant chin line.
He looks like young Clint Eastwood.
Right. Okay. So
Scott Eastwood, if you want to come play D&D,
we're here for you.
Please.
And last but not least, the bug zapper.
take it away, Kenny.
How did I know? How did I not know
You didn't
this
tell
one
me
was
about
going to
the
make
bug
the list?
zapper.
I didn't think about it. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal until he made it a bug zapper.
Well,
So,
it's on the top 5, so it's got to
I
be a
don't
deal.
know what Kenny was thinking.
We talked about buying one the other
We
day.
talked about what I was thinking in the moment.
Well,
Well, tell us.
It just is funny to me that you had it in your mind, like, I got to get that bag. I need that bag. I need that bag right there. I need that bag.
So the satchel that I got off of Manchun's associate,
Full of frozen woe.
full of frozen woe, is a bag of holding that was full of frozen woe. So when Steve asked me, when we were turning the bag over to Lady Silverhand, when Steve asked me, what are you thinking about when you stick your hand into the bag? I immediately thought of the paperwork. And that's all I thought of.
Yeah.
But then when we gave it to Kier and she thought of frozen woe.
No, it was Aramis that thought
It was
of the frozen woe.
it was Aramis. And pulled out a vial. I realized then and there it's a bag of holding. And if we really wanted to know what was in it, the way a bag of holding works is if you turn it inside out, anything that it was holding, whether you're thinking of it or not, pours out on the floor. So I didn't think that they had thought about it. And me in character having a bag of holding, I was trying to be useful. I wasn't trying to be that sneaky, but I was trying to be sneaky and reach for the bag.
So when you came into the room and you saw the stuff splayed out on the table, there was more than just the paperwork and the vial that you had seen.
Yep.
It was like 20 vials, a whole bunch of paperwork, and maps, and all number of things.
I blame inebriation for
Wait,
not
what does a
thinking
bug
this.
zapper have to do with any of this?
So the table was warded so that nobody could grab any of the frozen woe off the table.
Okay.
I took it upon myself while everybody was talking and nobody was looking. I could just stealthily reach for the bag and check and see if there was more in the bag.
And see, Lady Silverhand knew when you went invisible that you were up to something. But you went invisible in the chamber with Lady Silverhand.
Under the pretenses that I was going to use, we were going to let the liar be the bait when Billerdam and Reed took off to go investigate down the tunnels.
But she's not a dumb woman, Kenny.
No, not at all.
And you were not a subtle person.
And she knew.
But I was trying to give her money's worth.
Right. Well, she knew that the table was warded already. So she was like, what the fuck?
So did you get caught in a bug zapper?
He reached out to grab the bag and
I'm sorry.
took, 3 points of lightning damage? So it wasn't much.
Oh my
It wasn't much.
God.
At this point, I still had not had a long rest. I was still light some hit points. I wasn't at full capacity, but
So she rung your bell.
She rung my bell.
Yeah.
Good for her. I like her more and more. I'm keep telling you.
Yep.
That is wonderful that it was a bug zapper situation.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
little.
It reminds me of the Bart Simpson Butterfinger thing, like.
Yes. I'm sorry that I ugly laughed. All right, so that's it for the top 5. We only have a couple of minutes left because we are going to wrap up. We want to be cognizant of everybody's time.
Yep.
So very quickly, commitment issues
Yes.
is coming. So that is a Tate/Crystal thing. So,
Yes.
but it's actually a Tate thing. That will be his show where he and Gavin will be DMing and you DM, Steven, will get to be a play on.
Playa.
So how excited are you?
I'm super excited to play. I haven't, so far on the stream, I have not played as a player. I've always been the DM.
Or the NPCs.
Or the,
But that's different.
that's a
That's not
given.
the same.
Yeah.
I know it's not the same.
But I've always been the DM and I've never been my own character. So to get the chance to jump into somebody else's story and play D&D again is phenomenal.
Yeah,
So,
because you enjoy being a player. Like you enjoy
I do.
DMing, but you
Yeah.
also enjoy playing, which I think a lot of people do that. Like they get stuck in that DM role and then they never go back to playing and then it becomes a little stressful.
Right.
Do you think it'll help your creative juices to be able to be a player?
I hope
again?
so. I know that Tate's planning some weird shit.
Good for
'Cause,
Tate.
Yeah, he definitely is going to come up with some stuff that's we're going to be like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
But they're all completely separate stories. None of them connect or anything like that. It's just one shots, and
hence commitment issues.
Yeah.
So that's additional content.
Yeah.
Is that going to be Patreon only, or is that going to be available to everyone?
I believe that is going to be live streamed when we have breaks in our coverage currently.
Right.
So it's a series, and he's going to have, I think, six to nine. I'm not sure how many, but episodes that we would be able to air. Like, say, Mini Mayhem went down for a week or something like that, and I didn't get a chance to paint minis, then we would substitute Mini Mayhem's time slot with that. If we have a session where we all just need to take a break from the table,
Right.
we can substitute in.
Yeah, like if somebody gets a
commitment
concussion,
issues. Yep.
or
And it's
corona,
it's
or-
really fun to me because it's two generations.
right. Father and
Like,
son.
it's father and son running games that they've come up with, and it really illustrates to me how much fun it is to be creative with Dungeons and Dragons and to DM your own story,
Yes.
and getting to play in somebody else's world is just so much fun too.
Yes. And not only you, like the rest of the cast will get to be able to to be guest stars on Commitment Issues.
Yep.
And then some of us have been recruited reluctantly. I'm a little nervous for my turn on Commitment Issues, but it's cool. We'll see.
Man.
We'll see what happens.
They're going to do an all ladies one.
I'm going to be terrible, but it's okay. It'll be hecka fun.
It'll
I'm
be
excited
great.
about it. And then also additional content, Difficult Terrain, which is a fun segment that Lauren will be doing, and she'll talk to
Yes.
us more about that.
Absolutely. And I think that I'm going to be in your seat for that show.
Yes.
I get to be the host of that one, so
It's
that'll be
easy,
fun.
guys. It's really easy. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Super
Oh,
fun.
that'll be fun.
And I get to do the judging,
Oh, yes. You're good at judging.
Oh, I'll judge you all.
Yes. Also good at judging, by the way. If you need anybody to judge anything, we are your folks.
Yep.
And then Mini Mayhem is going to take a little summer break. It's going on summer
Yep.
vacation.
So, in light of the fact that we're going to have our children for summer a lot,
Yep.
and they're not going to be going to school, and the fact that we have a garage situation, which is where we shoot Mini Mayhem,
A garage
that
situation.
It is overrun.
Vacation / studio remodel.
Yes, exactly. We are going to remodel the studio and make it something that I can be proud of. I do love the show, and I love painting the minis, so it has nothing to do with that. It just I can't stand the set right now, and we need a set for additional content later down the road for like difficult terrain and things like that. So I'm going to optimize our garage area into a full-fledged studio for those kinds of things and workshop. And that means that we got to move a lot of stuff to storage, and I got my work cut out for me. And instead of spending time painting, which is what I really love to do, I have to work hard to get you guys some better content.
That works.
Yeah.
And then also something that Kenny and I are working on starting up is we, as our wonderful married life is a podcast. Don't Squeeze, I'll Fart is our official title, but it is, Kenny loves.
We've spoken into existence
Yes.
finally.
Kenny absolutely loves D&D, and I am learning about it. I am trying to be a supportive human. And I think there are a lot of people that have, like you and Lauren kind of had that same thing. So how to help your partner embrace like what they love and to have that outlet, and just the pitfalls and the fun and my sassiness and his nerdiness and how all of that goes together, I think will be some great content. Hopefully it'll be hilarious and people will enjoy it. But that's starting soon as well. So we've got a lot of content coming.
Yep.
And then 2, there's Patreon that we keep talking about, all of the levels, exclusive content, all the stickers.
Yep.
What else is Patreon all about?
So we have a lot of good benefits for our Patreons. You guys get a personalized card from us that we sign for you and give you a little message, and just letting you know thank you for supporting us.
Yes.
And
Yeah, we don't print our signatures. We sign them.
each one of us
not
like
that
sits
fancy.
around and and actually signs it. And we use different colored pens, so it's fun times. But we also send you guys like exclusive stickers. If you get the highest tier, I think that there is an acrylic pen that you can collect, and it's going to be a collector's series. Each month you'll get a new pen. Each month you'll get a new sticker.
There's a VIP lounge on Discord.
VIP on Discord. There is exclusive merch for Patreon users, and there are discounts for each one of the levels, I think, and for all of our regular merch. And you also get the bonus content that we
all the one shots.
Yeah, all the one shots.
All the secrets.
Any added things that we just kind of throw out there as content is going to be available to all of our patrons. Yeah.
And I think it's cool too. They're kind of our test and see. Like if we want to try something new, we're throwing it out to our Patreons and being like, hey, would you watch this? Do you want this? So it's nice to get that feedback. We appreciate the support, but then we also kind of bounce ideas. It's very open source, and I really like that. And then anytime you want to talk to us, we're all on Discord. Tag us, add us, however that works. And we are happy to answer any questions or talk to you, even if you aren't a Patreon subscriber.
We want to hear from
interact with everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to build a community. And if we can build the community up to support one another and give each other ideas and just lift one another up, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, keep this thing going.
And the best way to support us is that Patreon.
Yeah. Normally I close with quoting DM Steven, but since you're here, would you mind closing us out today?
Sure. Kenny?
What, you're passing the buck?
Yeah, absolutely. You saved a whole continent, sir.
You did, sir.
Mavius is going to get a medal.
Yep, maybe it's going to get a medal.
That is exciting.
It's totally going to be like the moment in Star Wars where Chewie gets the medal.
Just sits on his big hairy chest.
Yeah.
But take care of yourselves and take care of the masses.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.